And then we got Richard R. Bezo. He says 5 players to watch this combine, any position. So I do like the question. My problem is I could name you 5. I just don't actually know if they got the invite to the combine or not. So let me look up the official combine list, and then I might be able to shoot you a little bit better that way. All right. But I say, because, yeah, the dudes that I'm going to want to see, man, you've kind of heard me talk about them. I mean, I'm big just on my running backs and D linemen right now in terms of, I was going to say just running backs and D linemen, but I also got some receivers I want to see. So, all right, let's see. 5 guys that I want to see at the combine. 5 guys that I want to see. I will first start out with Omarion Hampton. I think that he's the guy that I want to see based on speed. You look at him at UNC, I thought he was ultra productive down there. I love the size that he plays with. I also think that he is a nice younger version of Najee Harris. When I look at Najee Harris, what he's done with us in the Steelers uniform, and I look at Omarion Hampton, I see a lot of similarities, body type wise, running style wise, and I think that Omarion has a little bit more juice, but I need to officially know that, and I don't all the way know that just yet, because at times I still do see him, get caught on tape. And what I mean by get caught on tape is when he's in the open field and he's breaking away, guys have been able to run him down from the backside. And typically the rule of thumb is if a dude's getting ran down, at the collegiate level, then typically when you get to that next level where the guys are even faster across the board, you don't view those guys as home run threats. And that's why when you look at the NFL, I mean, how often do you see guys scoring 60, 70-yard touchdowns? Running the football, not a passing touchdown. A passing touchdown is different context, different set of rules. But how many 60-yard rushing touchdowns? I think Saquon had a handful of them, right? And I think that might have been the main person we talked about. Other than that, you're like, all right, he got a 40-yarder over here. But you don't see a lot of just dudes just going on guys, because at this level, everybody is so fast. So, like I said, Omarion Hampton will be the first guy that I would say. Next guy I would go with after Omarion. All right, I'm going to name another running back, and then I'll go a couple different position groups. So Omarion Hampton is the first guy I want to see. I would also want to see... Actually, I want to see TreyVeyon Henderson as well, man. I feel like the 2 bigger backs, I want to see them run. Ultimately, the reason why I want to see TreyVeyon Henderson run as well is similar concept, man. I think that he is another big body guy that fits the Najee Harris profile. And if I'm willing to move on from Najee, I still want to figure out a bigger body bruising type to complement my Jaylen Warren. So when I look at TreyVeyon Henderson, I feel like I can get that out of him, but I also want to see how fast is he. Straight line. On tape, you watch him and he can go. But I just want to see what that actually is, or is it fool's gold, man? But to me, I like his game. I think he has really good contact balance. I don't feel like he's the best laterally, but I feel like, man, when he decides to put a foot in the ground and get north and south, he's tough to tackle. And like I said, man, he can go the distance, at least at the collegiate level. So he's one of those guys that I would also be checking out as well, man. So those are the 2 running backs, right? Omarion Hampton, TreyVeyon Henderson will be the 2 guys there. Let's see, 2 other, because I got 3 other guys to name. Probably going to go Luther Burden, right? I like his game. I want to see how fast he is, though. I think he could fly. Like, I love how his short area quickness. I think his hand-eye coordination is top-notch, and his run-out to catch is high-end. So he is another one of those guys that I would want to see, man. Like I said, Luther Burden. And then the other guy's Emeka Egbuka. Why? Because, man, he's silky smooth, but number one, he's probably not going to run at the combine because he's probably wait till the pro day like some of these or a lot of these higher-end guys do. But Emeka Egbuka, the reason is, man, we heard all about Marvin Harrison Jr. last year. You heard all about Jeremiah Smith this year. And it's like Emeka still was ultra productive. Like I said, worked and cooked out of the slot and ran away from guys. But I still want to see, because it's like when you watch the unicorns that he's surrounded by, it does make you wonder, like, all right, are you just as unicorn or are you just like a regular version? So he's the one that I want to see also run out of that room, man. So Luther Burden, Emeka Egbuka, TreyVeyon Henderson, Omarion Hampton, and then let's see, one final guy. that I would want to see or that we should watch for at the combine. How about actually for my eyes, I want to see Walter Nolan, and it's going to be weird. I don't even want to see the on-field running. I low-key want to see what this bench press talking about. How strong is big fella, man? Because like I said, when I watch him on tape, I feel like he's strong, but at the same time, he looks a little bit smaller compared to some of the other guys that I brought up, right? The TJ Sanders, the Kenneth Grants, the Mason Grahams of the world. But to me, man, when I'm looking at Walter Nolan, I'm like, yo, the dude, he's productive. Like we talked about him last night in terms of his ability to split defenders, man, versus the run, the urgency and the motor that he plays with, his change of direction. I think he does a lot of that really well. But I want to see, man, hey, what the bench gonna look like, man? What the bench gonna put? You put 25, 30 other names up, man? How strong is your strong? All right? Because we know, like, when I see undersized guys, I think Aaron Donald. I'm not saying Walter Nolan is that. But when I think of undersized guys, I think of AD, and AD was one of the strongest cats out there. So I'm like, yeah, I just, I'm curious about that part. But those would be the 5 that I would say that I would, be watching out for in the combine this year, man. Omarion, Hampton, TreyVeyon Henderson, Luther Burden, Emeka Ibuka, and Walter Nolan. All right. So shout out to that, man. Heck of a question by you on the front end, man. I had to do it off the top of my head too, huh? Hey, I ain't even prepped for that one right there. Shout out to Richard R. Bezo, though. All right, I like that.